Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's AYCG Moviecast episode. Ooh, I don't even know. What are we on? 524. Oh, 525.
Five.
Yeah. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinside.
Happy holidays, everybody.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Yo.
Literally at this exact moment, I realized we have a massive typo on our feed. So last week's episodes were not 424. They were 524 for those wondering. Yes.
Whoops. We just erased 100 episodes. They never happened.
We went back in time.
You're going to see 525 in your feeds, and then you're going to be mostly probably perplexed as 424 came out last week. I don't even know how that happened, to be honest with you, but it's on my feed. It's there. So sorry about that, but
also we're together. I can't. I can't point down at Jim.
No, it's you're up. So There we go. It's feed. So I don't know how that happened, but whatever.
Together, we're doing this.
We'll fix that before you even before you even hear this. We'll have that fixed. But yeah. So welcome, listeners and viewers, to 525 of the Moviecast. So we just had our spoiler cast. We did it first of Mandalorian season 2. Totally, check that out. If you have not finished the season, obviously watch it. I don't know how it's not been spoiled for you all yet, but if you've managed to avoid social media and not see spoilers, good for you. Watch the last episode of Mandalorian and then listen to our spoiler cast of the season, but a lot of episode 8 as well. We don't have to get into it in this episode, so you don't have to worry about that. We can give our quick impressions because we can talk about what we've been up to and what we've been watching, and I think we all watched that. I thought it was a pretty good episode, just to keep it vague. I loved it, but pretty good finale. Loved the episode. Pretty good finale. That as vague as possible.
For the future of Star Wars.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike loved it. Right?
Yeah.
I would say I did. Again, the pacing was quick and a little awkward, but I mostly really enjoyed the episode.
Mostly, yes. And Tony, you thought it was good.
It was just good.
It was just, well, you said good in the spoiler.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, again, the quality of filmmaking or whatever television show making is really good here, and we're getting people that are that know what they're doing when it comes to storytelling and putting together television shows. So
yeah, we got in some great conversation in that spoiler cast, referring back to Tony's comments there, keeping it vague, but go ahead, check it out. We promise you guys.
It continues our sort of debate about what should be in these types of shows.
Yeah, in fact, those watching on YouTube, I'm going to even link this video that we're talking about in the description, so you guys can actually just click the description and see our next video. How about that? Boom, getting YouTube futuristic.
Kind of.
So yeah, guys.
Been there.
Yeah, I know.
It's not really futuristic.
I know. So yeah, guys.
What else,
getting
Jim?
into what we've been up to here. Myself, I've watched. I've been actually off this week, which has been nice. But I have a 8-year-old in school, so it's been hard to watch a lot of things. But I did get to start HBO Max because this week is when Wonder Woman comes out. So I signed up for that finally. They had a nice promotion where I got 20% off 6 months of a subscription. So I did that, which is pretty good. It's pretty good savings. I got it for $11 a month. It was $11 a month I got it for.
What are you gonna watch in 6 months?
Wonder Woman.
No, Wonder
Over
Woman.
and over
There's
again.
wait, no, there's more.
Snyder Cut, that might be out in 6
The Snyder Cut's coming out, yes.
You're gonna watch that?
Yeah,
You
of course.
have
I have to watch. I have to
Barf.
watch that. It is.
Barf.
I don't care if I don't like it, Tony. I don't care if I hate on it. I have to watch it. So I subscribed. There's Fresh Prince reunions on there. There's a bunch of stuff. I'm watching The Flight Attendant, which is
Is that the girl from Big Bang Theory?
Big Bang Theory. Yeah, it's her show. It's supposed to be a comedy mystery. It is a mystery, but I would not classify this as comedy. Like, it's very bloody and gory, and the I don't know where the
comedy.
I don't know where it comes into play, the comedy part of this. I'm like, I don't find this funny at all. I'm not hating it, but I don't find it funny at all. So I mean, there's a murder. It's like she keeps repeating a murder that she saw. So you know what I mean?
So what else?
Yeah. So I watched that.
What else is coming out though? Like on?
Well, you have all
Oh.
of the shows that I'm losing on DC Universe. So
Yes, I have all those. I
you
haven't
can
seen.
watch all of Titans. You can
So,
watch all of Heart.
There's multiple things.
Queen,
There's the new Looney Tunes show is on this. New Looney Tunes show for an 8-year-old in the house. That's fantastic to have. Brand new Looney Tunes show. Who loves Looney Tunes, by the way? There is a lot of movies. There's a lot of regular just HBO content that I haven't watched at all. Like His Dark Materials, I think, is the one show with James McAvoy. I watched the first episode of that as well. It was very good. I really enjoyed that episode.
X-23 is in
girl
that
from,
too.
Yeah, X-23 is in that, Mike. The girl who played in Logan.
In what?
The little girl. Logan.
Yeah, I know. What is she in?
She's
His
in
Dark
His Dark
Materials.
Oh,
The
Yeah.
Golden Compass.
Yes. So it's like I actually really like that first episode. Way better than the Golden Compass's intro, by the way. So that if you're taking the timeline of where that episode ended and what we saw in the movie, it's why did it just
Again,
get big?
we kind of talked about this like briefly in the spoiler cast, but doing television shows over movies, a 2-hour movie. Like I have a book that like I love, like Stole Archive, and if they ever make that into a film, that's just gonna ruin it. Like they need to do like 10 episodes.
I couldn't even see them doing a film.
That's what I mean.
Absolutely.
Like, and even the author was talking about it in his most recent stream that he did. He's like, I can't do this as a movie. Like, this needs to be like a television show or an
multiple
animated
season television
And
show.
people like he doesn't want to do animated, but like he said, if he ever did animated, it wouldn't be for everyone. It would just be for the fans. But like if he did like a television show, that would be more trying to gather people that aren't into that thing. So that's what he wants to do, a live action. But yeah, he would want to do a show because you just can't tell the story the same way in 2 hours that you can in 10-hour season. So
yeah. And speaking of books, I also finished up The Rage of Dragons.
nice.
Which is a book that Corey recommended, and it was awesome. Like, I highly recommend this book to people. It is completely action-packed. There's hardly any downtime. I don't know how the author...
Is it good if you like dragons?
I mean, it's better than Game of Thrones dragons. So,
If you're a dragon fan, would you like this?
I don't know,
No,
actually.
the dragons really aren't a major part of the story. It's not what it's about.
The whole
at all.
their whole system is like their whole army structure is based off of dragons though. Like you have scales, which are like small groups of, and you have like claws or something, and you have like a rage. So it's interesting how they use the dragons as like it's very intertwined into their culture. And how they use dragons in this is very interesting. And if you are a fan of dragons, you may not like that, actually, what you learn about dragons.
So that's true. You may not like what you learn on those, but the dragons aren't like the major part of the story, like at all.
It's a revenge film, a revenge story.
Tony,
it's about someone who is obsessed with something that is just, it almost destroys them.
This guy is, I comparison-wise to anime, this guy is fucking like Goku. Like this is like an anime Dragon Ball. Like I compare this story. This story is so much like that. I mean, I feel like. So I just,
cool. I mean, go off and train. You gotta go off and train.
Yeah. So I just love that.
I gotta get through Stormlight before I.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually a short book too, so it's actually a lot quicker.
Well, compared to like some archive 50-hour
it still looks like 20 hours on the audiobook.
I mean, yeah, but you do it at 2 speed. I did it at 2 speed. I probably finished it in I mean, it was more like a 10-hour or 12-hour read with 2 speed, so it's probably like 22 hours, I think, the book or something like that. But
2x speed, okay, interesting.
I do 2x. 1.3. Like 1.3, I think was the second book was out on there, and 1.3, I think it was like 16 hours. It shaved 2.5 hours off of it, I think. It tells you like actual like how long the audiobook is and then how long it's gonna be when you
it moves it up. Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
There are sections when I'm like just sitting down listening to it and not doing anything at all besides that, I can go at like 3 speed. But
Jesus.
when so when I'm driving, I listen to podcasts at 2 speed always. So like when I can listen to a book easily at 2 speed. So I never listen to my podcasts at regular. I don't know how people do that. We're on a podcast. I'm telling you guys, I don't know how you can listen to us at normal speed. Now we do talk a little faster than other podcasts, but I noticed with us, I have a hard time following us if I go at 2 speed. But with the book, I was able to do it, no problem. And it's I don't know, I really loved it. I would recommend it big time. I'm getting the second book. They just offered me like a 6-month, $5 subscription to Audible. Maybe I'm gonna actually, yeah.
Cool.
So I'll probably do that. But so that's it for me though. Mike, what have you been watching? You've been quiet over there.
Nothing other than Mandalorian, really. That's not true. We actually watched one of my second favorite Christmas movie, Batman Returns.
Right.
And it's the same as I remembered it. It's fun little Burton, like magical realism Batman. And I watched half of Christmas Vacation. And I can't watch any more animated series already. They already took that off the DC universe.
Oh, it's done.
So your subscription's over, right? Anyway.
It's still there, but it doesn't have that. It has like.
Well, I thought you signed up for like a year or something, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't like. I don't know. Sometimes longer from now than because I only got it in like August, I think, or something.
I just don't know what they're planning on doing. Are they going to refund you for like the content?
No. They give you a voucher to
go sign up for HBO Max. Yeah.
No, not even that. For like the DC stores, like 25. It's whatever it is. It's bullshit and it sucks. And I'm curious about the HBO Max content, but I kind of don't even want to get it because I don't want to support it.
Mm-hmm. Jeez, HBO Max is $15 a month. Fuck that.
It's too much. Yeah.
It's Game of Thrones, man. It's Game of Thrones prices right there.
I got it for 11 for 6 months, and I'm splitting that with my brother because he has.
I mean, just considering that Disney Plus is like $8, it's just like, whoa, like what is going on here?
Like the thing I'm getting into now is like splitting the payment. Like fuck it. Like I prepaid $60 or whatever, 65 for this thing. So then Tim just gave me half. My brother gave me half of that. And now he has his own profile on this account, and I have my own, and we can watch no problem at the same time.
How many concurrent viewers?
I think it's 4.
4?
It's not bad.
Yeah.
You're paying for it though.
Yeah.
It's built into the price.
But for 4, I mean that's fine with me. You split it.
Yeah, no, I'm saying if you can do that, then yeah, that works.
Yeah. So. But anyways, Tony, what have you been watching?
Is it 3?
I thought it was 4.
It says HBO Max can be streamed on up to 3 different devices simultaneously.
Yeah, $5 a person. There you go.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? What have I been up to? Just probably more stuff on the background while I cook and clean and work out and stuff like that. But the new thing I watched was Chef. The movie,
nice.
Because I watched
Jon Favreau.
Yeah, with Jon Favreau.
Yeah, that one.
I watched the chef cooking show on Netflix. I was like, wait a second. I actually never watched the movie. I just like cooking shows. So I was like, let me watch this. And it's so funny. I don't know if it just came to Netflix or if it's been on.
It's been there for a while. I think
it's weird that the algorithm never recommended it to me. You would think, because I watched every episode of the chef show. You'd think they would have offered for me to watch.
Plus, I'm sure you watched other like Marvel stuff before, Iron Man or something. It's like, hey, this guy's in this, and he directed and wrote it, and it's like,
exactly. Like, Robert Downey Jr. is in it, Scarlett Johansson's in it. I was like, wow, this is weird. It's like an unofficial MCU movie, I guess, or something like that. But that was a cute movie. I liked it. It was cool to see like I guess an original story. I don't think it's based off of anything that happened in real life, but.
Just like a little Ratatouille style stuff.
Yeah, Ratatouille style stuff like that. Yeah, so it was just a heartwarming story that I played over like two different dinners back to back, 2 days and stuff like that. So yeah, good movie. Liked it. Enjoyed it.
Favreau's just has proven like he is a superstar when it comes to like filmmaking, storytelling and stuff. He's
fantastic. I mean he knows what he's doing.
I was watching Netflix's they did the holiday special for like the movies that made us kind of thing. They did like the toys that made us. They talked about Elf in that one to start off, and like how when they got Favreau,
that's what I was about to tell you guys. That's what I was watching.
Okay. Okay. So like they got him as a no name, and they're like, should we take a shot with this guy? Like well, he's excited to do it. Let's just get him. And then they didn't realize what they were doing when they decided to use him as a director in that movie. But
Also,
go on,
like,
Corey, you watched.
well, yeah. So I that's one of the things I watched is the Elf, how they made us. So it's like a documentary,
Movies,
and they talk about this Jewish guy who's like, I love Christmas movies, so I'm gonna write one, and he wrote this Christmas movie.
So the executive producer, who was the executive producer guy who didn't know what the fuck he was doing? He's like, I never done it.
Yeah,
that guy was hilarious. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Lounging on the couch and stuff. But so yeah, they go after all these big name directors, Steven Spielberg and the like and whatnot. But obviously they're not going to get them. So I think they were hanging around Old School because they got Will Ferrell, and was it Old School? Or Vince Vaughn, like Vince Vaughn.
It was Old School. Yeah.
Yes, like Old School, and like Vince Vaughn was there, and like Vince Vaughn's like, you know what? I know a guy who would be perfect. Like, and all he did was Swingers, right? That's the only thing he had done at the time.
Yep.
It was Jon Favreau, and so Jon Favreau comes in with a pitch. He's like, I have 3 pillars that I want with this movies. I want that, like the, Rankin Bass, style, stop motion animation. And that's what they were thinking. Like, we have to have this because that was a huge inspiration to the guy who wrote the movie. He's like, I really want this, and he comes in right away and says, "This is one of the pillars. We need to have stop motion animation with the Rankin Bass stuff." And then he's like, says how, it has to like to have part or something, or and needs to be like a classic. We're gonna make a timeless classic here. And so they were like, wow, this is like everything that he was saying. Pitched to them like, this is perfect. This is the guy who's got the vision that we're sharing. And then they filmed like 13 days in New York, and they basically ripped off Rankin Bass stuff like completely. Like, without
getting permissions.
Down to like the costumes, down to like certain phrases and like scenes even. But and there's like risks of them being sued and stuff. It was a very interesting documentary, and I would highly recommend checking it out because it's really, really cool to see like Favreau's early days essentially before he became this huge megastar in the filmmaking industry, essentially. And then the other thing I watched was Mulan on Disney Plus.
Oh, how was that?
New Mulan.
That was like
Mulan.
The live action Mulan.
Yeah.
It's well made, but like, and the costumes are really cool.
Oh boy.
But it just jumped from one scene to the next scene to the next. Like there's no reasons, or like it didn't feel like anything was happening, like or anything was earned. So it was just like, oh, we have to send a man to army, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm the father. I gotta do this. This is my job. And she's like, oh, I wish I was brave like you. I'm gonna steal your armor and go to the army. Like, okay, how'd that? Like, what? Oh, sure, okay, you're just doing that. And then she goes to the army, and then it's like, oh, I gotta hide who I am because these are all men, and I'm a girl. And then, well, I guess I can't do this anymore, so I'm just gonna show everybody who I am, and blah blah blah. And it's just like it didn't seem like much reason for things to happen when they happen, or there wasn't like that. It didn't feel earned for anything. And then everybody just forgives her for lying to them the whole time. While one of their like pillars of their like oath is truth. It's like you have to have truth. Like, and she's like having this whole problem where she can't like deal with the fact that she's lying to everybody. And so she's like, and so then I don't know. And then they say, oh well, you're banished, go away. And then if we ever see you again, we're gonna kill you. And then she comes back and like, we're gonna kill you, but actually nope, you're gonna lead our army instead because you know what's happening and we trust you for whatever reason. It seems so weird, just jumps around. I don't know, it just was pacing was very off on this.
And there's no Mushu in it.
It's no Mushu. It's got some mystical stuff in it. Just, you never really feel for the characters at all. You just kind of, so it was it was disappointing, but it was like very pretty to look at. And you got to see Jet Li, and you got to see, hey bud.
Jet Li's in this?
Shoot, what the heck? Ip Man. What's his? I can't even think of his name right now. Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen's in it, so you got to see some pretty cool. Jason Lee is in it, so.
Oh wow, cool.
Seeing some cameos right now.
Tony. So Tony, what have you been watching?
Like I said, Chef.
Oh, you went over it. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's been a long time.
No,
So,
I got you.
all right, guys. Let's get into the news.
Stuff
Sorry
is
about.
happening with Corey.
I know I'm distracted by the background people, and I'm just like, okay. Let's get into the news. As we mentioned, Mandalorian finished up. We have one of the biggest things announced from Disney this week was a new series coming from spinoff is Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett series coming December of 2021 too. The book.
Yeah, I mean that's when season 3 of Mandalorian is coming out too, right? So
yeah, that's season 3 of Mandalorian supposed to be. A weird title, right?
why do you think it's weird?
Because they haven't really said book before in these shows. I understand we're getting chapters from Mandalorian, but never said Book of Boba Fett. I mean,
Well, I think it's more based on like the whole like gospel type of stuff with like the Book of John and book stuff. Like
I don't get it in this environment. But
I mean, first thing I
Confirm.
thought was like Book of Eli, that whatever.
yeah,
I couldn't give a fuck about this at all.
We know. You were
I mean, it
committed
does
to
have a
not
great-
liking the character no matter what he did already. You pretty much said that, so.
The character
I mean,
sucks. He's
it does
overhyped
have-
and
it
overrated.
does have, but it does
He's
have Ming
being
Na Wen.
built right now, though. Like, he's just referenced more or less before
Yeah,
recently.
Absolutely. It does have Ming Na Wen attached, who played
Yeah.
obviously Agent May in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Fennec in Mandalorian. She's playing that character.
Oh, she was also in Mulan.
And she was Mulan. Yes, she was the voice of Mulan. So yes, I mean you have that.
No,
So,
she
also
cameoed in.
yeah, cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It looks okay. I mean, I'm not interested in it either too much. But I mean,
I'm
might
not
give it
super
a-
interested in it.
It
I'm
is
not super
interesting.
I will watch. I'll check it out.
I
I'm
just-
not super
I-
I'm kind of interested. I like to see like this. I like Fennec's character, and I like to see what they do with the character. That'd be interesting to see what happens. And again,
yeah.
I'm looking forward to what. I'm not saying they're all gonna be good, but I'm excited for what the future can be because of what we've seen with Mandalorian. We'll see if anything turns out to be as good, but
Yeah, I'm just curious about what they're gonna do. I'm not sure what he and Fennec are gonna do over there. I guess I won't go into where
I
they
just
are.
hope there's a Rancor. That's all I hope for.
There
Oh,
has to be
there-
Rancor. There
I
has to
hope he
be.
dies in the first episode.
It's just Fennec the rest of the time. Book of Boba Fennec.
Yeah, so there we go.
I'm just so baffled. Like, out of all the fucking characters you could do a series about, it's like, cool. The dude that we.
I mean, the thing is, Tony, like
There's a dude that we
obviously you're
have
very
not gotten
vocal
any
about
story.
your opinion here, but you are absolutely in the minority. Like there is no.
We have
Like,
no
No,
story
that's
for
fine.
this.
I'm in the minority
can't-
for most of the
I
Star
know. I'm
Wars
just saying that's why you're getting this show. It's because everyone else.
But it's also part of what you're saying. Again, like
We don't have
people-
much of a story for him yet.
We don't have any real information about him other than he was supposed to be this badass, but he never showed it. So now you get
Exactly.
a chance.
Yep.
That's all.
So
when he's like.
Get some books. I mean, there's
trolled.
books of him as a kid and stuff. Like he's pretty interesting in some of those. So
all right. Other news: we've got Wonder Woman 1984 debuting in theaters to a dismal
Oh,
launch.
I mean, it's not surprising. Box office
This is the
bad.
thing. They're like, yeah, is that dismal? Like, I mean, they're saying
It
it's
is. It
disappointing.
is. It's
Absolutely.
way less than they expected. It's way less than they expected.
Why did they expect so much?
I don't know, Mike. I'm not them.
Are
Like,
they
I think they're
Square
stupid.
Enix?
I think they're stupid for expecting that. But they expected, I guess, China to do a little better. 18.8 million in China would hurt them big time. But apparently, they comments from reviewers, like people that saw it in China, it's there's not enough action to entice them in this movie. So that was the biggest gripe.
I do have to say that I saw one, like, the mall trailer recently, and it looked kind of stupid.
Yeah,
Did anyone see that?
I watched the first
Yeah,
3
that was
minutes
really
of it.
bad.
Right?
I mean, I don't know what they're going for. It seemed almost like the whole thing was a comedy.
At first, too, like I'm hanging this kid over the side. What is the point of that? Like I don't know what they're doing. Like the bad guy, it's like I'm gonna hang this kid over the side of the
So what are we talking about?
scene in Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman was
the
the trailer.
He's like bad guys in the
couldn't-
mall.
I couldn't give a shit about Wonder Woman
Yep.
either.
This is
Yeah.
weird. It was weird. I'm curious to see what they do with Cheetah because I think that's a interesting character, and I don't know. I don't get where you go from
Fabulous.
Cheetah to Kristen Wiig. Like I don't see the connection, so I'm curious about that for sure.
Yeah.
I'm curious about how they explicitly stated that Wonder Woman went into hiding and became a recluse since World War II up until Batman v Superman.
No, they explain it in the same trailer. She throws her tiara at all the security cameras whenever she does something. That's what she does. That's why. That's it.
But I mean, like, other people clearly have to have seen her because she's like a 2 hour
Obviously not, Tony.
It's just
Obviously
hearsay.
not.
Just hearsay. There's no recording. It's just hearsay.
Anyway, I hope one of you watches it and tells me how they get away with
Jim's got HBO Max. He's got
Yeah, I know. I'm interested in hearing it.
I am going to be watching it. I'll be talking about it next week. For all those wondering, you will get my information next week for this. What I thought of it. So I will watch it.
What's her name? Patty Jenkins did admit that Warner Brothers meddled with the ending of the original Wonder Woman movie that she did.
Yeah. She's not happy right now with them. She said she won't be back for Wonder Woman 3.
Oh yeah, I mean, I
said that a while ago though, because she didn't want to get sucked into doing it forever. I thought.
Yeah. Well, no, this time
it sounds now like it's bad blood.
Yeah, and plus she's got something more exciting to tackle now.
Star Wars. So.
Star Wars, yeah. So
but,
Marvel is more enticing for it. So.
But apparently they strong-armed her to do the whole Ares thing at the end.
The super fight at the end there.
Yeah, the super fight. It's like, wait, this has like 3 endings, or whatever.
Yeah, that's what happens with the studios. They get too involved sometimes.
Warner Brothers is
most of the time.
Yeah. Let's see what else we have. We've got news coming from Wall Street Journal that MGM Holdings is this studio from James Bond is looking to sell. Is this a shock? I mean, MGM's going to sell.
Sell Bond or sell what?
Sell the entire studio. It's a Fox sale.
Guess we're getting James Bond Disney.
Is it going to Disney? I mean, there's no other studios left. I mean,
who else would it go to? Like, who else is in a position?
Wasn't Bond Sony? Like, didn't Sony have rights to distribute Bond for a while there?
They did for a while. I could see Sony picking up MGM. I could see them doing it.
I don't know. They have no money.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're all Disney employees. We just don't know it yet.
I got it. It's gonna be Apple. I bet you Apple buys them.
Oh, God.
I bet you they do. I mean, they need a franchise for Apple Plus.
Is Apple
James
Plus still,
James
or
Bond.
what is it? Is it Apple Plus or
Apple TV Plus is what
Apple
it is.
TV
so,
Plus?
Yeah.
Is there anything?
Has
there been anything new?
No. So I went to go cancel my subscription in November, and I didn't even get to go. Let me rephrase that. I didn't even get to go cancel. I knew that it was going to come up, and I got an email from them saying that. I got an email from them saying,
"Please stay."
It's been a crazy 2020. Just for that, we're going to give you a free extension to your already free subscription to Apple TV Plus. You don't have to worry about this until the end of February next year. And I'm like, okay, so I'm leaving it for now. And then I have another.
I never even started my free subscription. I was like, there's nothing down there I would care about. So
I got another one. I like that show with the It's Always Sunny guy in it. So I thought that was a great show. It's worth watching.
The MMO show or whatever.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. The MMO video game show. Really enjoyed that show. Mythic Quest. I think it was called Mythic Quest.
Sure.
That's good. And it's got all the Peanut stuff on it, so that's okay. But they need this. I bet you they buy MGM. That's my prediction. You've heard it on episode 525. All right, folks. Next week, this is coming out. By the way, this is how this podcast works. Lastly, on the news, we've got Netflix releasing their numbers. Anime watched compared to 2019 to 2020, more than doubled or doubled? Doubled it in 1 year. And the amount of anime watched on Netflix. COVID or just interest in anime increasing?
I mean, I think it's one of those.
They also produce more.
Why not?
Well, yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, it's the chicken and egg thing. I mean, they're producing more, so people are watching more, and they're localizing more. Just like Corey and I were talking about, like Kakegurui earlier in the year, just like BNA. Jim, you watched that and stuff like that.
Yep.
Like they're either producing or co-producing more anime, so it's bringing
Castlevania.
The Castlevania probably classifies them as animation and stuff like that. And it's one of those things. It's original content. It's way less, and especially in COVID. I mean, not that we're going to see the effects of this for another 2 years probably, but like animators and stuff, they don't have to be at a studio where you have to social distance and stuff like that. They can work on a lot of those segments independently and safely from home and stuff like that. So it was just another avenue for now Netflix to create and release content. And again, they're just years ahead of everybody else. I mean, like what HBO's got Harley Quinn, right? And
Mhm.
It's
who else?
got Young Justice now.
Yep, Young Justice, so that's 2. Apple, did they even have an animation thing at all?
No.
No.
So,
Disney
yeah.
Plus still
Disney
won't have.
Plus
I mean, I
has-
think it's the
It's got one thing.
original new animation is probably gonna be the Marvel What If. That's the first thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of like Baymax and stuff like that coming from their original set of stuff, like the not
right.
I guess
But I
it's-
mean,
you mean like
animated. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it still counts, but I'm
They had
just
the holiday special.
adulter,
Star Wars.
more adult animated stuff.
yeah.
So yeah,
So
I get
yeah,
you.
It's just gonna take time. So, but it's just gonna. Netflix is top of the business. They're leading industry.
Yeah. So all right, that's pretty much it for the news this week. It's been slow. It's the end of the year. Thanks for tuning in. You can write
Merry
us all you can get.
Christmas.
Yeah,
Happy
all you can
Hanukkah.
get at gmail.com. I
Happy
should say that in this
Kwanzaa.
episode. Yeah. Happy holidays for those watching. And please, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe and the like button. Follow us on Twitter, on Facebook. Comment, please. We love to hear from you guys. Hope you guys have a safe holiday. We're going to see you guys. We've got one more episode before the end of the year. We will be doing it next week. So tune in then. Thanks for listening. I don't know what news we're going to have, but we'll do a topic maybe. We'll figure one out. So see you guys later. We're out.